Watercooler.
Wow, 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 wow.
Watercooler.
Bee-dee-bee-dee-bee-doo.
Watercooler.
Wow, 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 wow. Hey, welcome to Watercooler, episode number 357, also known as 69 plus 69 plus 69 plus 69 plus 69 plus 12. Thank you so much for tuning in, for being here, for being right here, where you're at right now. My name's Chris Loxamani. You know how the show goes. I kick it with my curl digital bud and Matt. With me today in studio, Gary Smith.
What's up?
Hey, Gary.
Hey, Chris.
Good to see you.
Good to see you,
And
too.
all the way in Austin, Texas, Matt Fondelier.
Hey, brother.
Oh, yeah, the Key 3. That's right. That's who you're listening to. What a bonus.
Oh.
You turn on the water cooler thinking this is going to be a good day, because guess what? It is going to be a good day. But then you find out that all that extra stuff, the Kalen and the Dawson, they're not here. We don't need it. Yeah.
I got to tell you guys before we officially hit record on this baby, just sitting here talking to you guys, my camera angle, it really does feel like I'm just sitting at the opposite end of the table across from you guys. Maybe you guys get a little bit of that vibe looking at me at the monitors, but it really did just kind of feel like how it felt before I moved out here. Like just the three of us shooting the shit, and it was good. I'm looking forward to chatting with you guys.
It's just me, Gary, and Matt. Get over here, Matt. Get under my arm.
Yeah.
Gary, Matt,
this
and
is
I.
your spot.
Well, here,
Gary, Matt, and I. Yeah.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah, so it's that Matt on the screen for watching this on YouTube. It's wonderful. So yeah, it's either way. I missed you guys. I wasn't on the last week's Tuesday episode because I was in Las Vegas doing some stuff for SEMA, and the Corolla show was a live stuff. So you didn't hear about.
And I wasn't on last week's Thursday episode because I was sleeping.
That's right.
That's
and then we
correct.
recorded a WAD, Water Cooler After Dark.
Correct.
And so yeah, I didn't really get a chance to talk too much about my Fondleween, especially because I spent my Halloween weekend. I guess that's the weekend before Halloween, right? That counts.
Right.
I spent that
This year, yeah.
in San Diego
Yeah.
with Dawson. Actually, Dawson and I were doing live Corolla shows then.
Yeah, you guys were all down there, right? You had Brian and Gina as well.
Yeah,
and-
we got this Airbnb that was like four apartments in one complex, and we rented out the whole complex. So we were all
Everyone
we
had
all
their
shared
separate
walls.
space.
Everyone, yeah, Gary, Gina had an apartment, Brian had an apartment, August had an apartment, and Chris and Dawson had an apartment. But it was fine. It was good times.
That's the way it rolls sometimes, you know?
Yeah, it was cool. It was beautiful. It's on a hill. You could see the ocean from where we were.
Oh, that's awesome.
I totally dug it. But I was talking to Gary about it, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess I spent my Halloween in San Diego, my Fondleween in San Diego.
Yeah.
And Gary responded, dude, Halloweens are awesome in San Diego.
Yeah, I feel like I've been down there just once at that time of year, and I don't even remember when it was, but I remember logging in my brain as like, this is pretty great. Like,
Yeah,
I imagine that whole Gaslamp district, which
That's-
is just
yeah.
brimming with college students, that Saturday night has got to just be insane out there.
and it is. I can confirm because I've had my worst Halloween out there, and I've had some really great Halloweens out there. Now, the worst Halloween I've ever had was I went to the Gaslamp, and I was in one of those relationships where you kind of felt like, I don't know how to explain this, but it's more of
carefully. Very carefully and deliberately.
I will consider it a toxic relationship.
Okay,
and
fair enough.
It wasn't going great. But you're still kind of staying in it, seeing what there was, because there were definitely some good parts, but there were a lot of bad parts too. And you kind of when you're in it, you don't realize it. Yeah, you're breathing in the carbon monoxide, and you don't realize that you're being poisoned while you're doing it. So
You felt like Britney Spears.
yeah, exactly. Conservatorship. Like,
No, she has a song called Toxic, right?
oh,
Yeah.
that's what it was. I thought you meant her
Yeah.
real life social media presence.
No,
because
that's
also
why I
scary.
had
Yeah.
to clarify.
Okay, thank you. So
Next time I won't say anything. It
no,
was just confusing.
no, you're right. If you think of the word toxic, you're thinking of the Britney Spears song.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the sour candies that Caitlin loves. So I'm out there, and it's one of those things where, you know, I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but when you're arguing with your significant other and they call you out for something.
Nope, never happened.
Okay, yeah, I know. I forgot. I forgot who I'm talking to. You both are.
Yeah,
you both are
dude.
completely perfect. And for some reason, my general instinct. This is just me personally. If I'm getting in an argument with somebody and they say like, "Hey, you're not doing the X," my instinct is, "Oh, you don't think I do X? Oh, I'm gonna do X," and I go way overboard doing X to the point where it's like ridiculous.
How does that usually work out for you?
I'm batting 0%, like 0%. Like,
You may want to change up that strategy.
no, and I don't know why that's my instinct. I can't explain it, but it just is.
Yeah.
And I'm
I think-
trying to fix it.
I have similar horrible instincts. I can't think of a perfect example off the top of my head, but like there are things that I've done like 3 or 4 times, and I look back and I'm like, that's not working.
Oh,
What are you doing?
There are times when it's happening, my brain is like, "Yo, Chris, what are you
Stop this.
doing? You should stop this," but I can't. Like I have to escalate. I have to keep it going. So I was with this girl and my best friend Jason from Jason and Jake was there.
Wow.
And another couple that we were friends with. Like there's a big group. There was like probably 10 of us out there. And
When the friends are imaginary, it could really be as large of a group as you want.
okay, there are 1,000 of us out there. And so we were all going out. We were walking the Gaslamp District. It was a great time. But then the girl I was dating is like, "Hey, Jason's been kind of cold shoulder, like kind of mean to me today." And I'm kind of confused. They don't know each other that well at this point, right? And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, "Yeah, he's being, I don't know, he's not being very warm to me. So I think you should do something about that." And whereas
I remember a time when I might have entertained such a statement. It was a long time ago.
I hate confrontation, and I remember just letting it go. Just like, okay, yeah, you're right. I'll have a talk with him with no plans of having a talk with Jason. And the night goes on, and she just will not let this go. She just hammering it in there, just hammering it in, just a little tap every once in a while until that nail is all the way into my skull. And now it's the end of the night. We're all pretty drunk,
Sure.
and she's just like, "Hey, why are you not being a good boyfriend? Jason's being mean to me, blah, blah, blah."
Jason's being mean
Yeah.
to me.
And it's like that Key and Peele sketch where it's like, "Megan."
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've had enough of it. And so I go from 0 to 100. Because that's what I do. Right? Okay. I can't just slowly ramp up to something. It's like, "Oh, you want to see me confront Jason?
Where's the bat?
Oh, I'll confront Jason." And it's not even like I'm mad at Jason at all.
Right.
But it's like, "Hey, I want to show you how wrong you're being. So I'm gonna go aggro and I'm gonna do what you're asking me to do, and then you're gonna watch and you're gonna learn your lesson.
You're gonna feel foolish.
You're gonna feel foolish. So much egg is gonna be on your face after I do what you want me to do." But I'm also drunk, so my judgment's not great either.
Sure.
And so we're all staying at an unnamed hotel, and the reason I'm saying that is because vandalism did occur. So
Gary Ghosts, are we past the statute of limitations on this one?
We'll see.
so I walk a little bit in front of her as we're all walking down the hall to our rooms, and I go, "Hey, Jason." And Jason turns around unknowingly, just like, "You having a great night?" "Yeah, what's up, Chris? What's up, buddy?" I'm like, "Why would you?" I mean, it's not necessarily he was being mean to me, but there was like something that happened. I already forgot what it was. So I'm asking, like, "Why did you do that? Why are you, what's the matter with you?" Like, and then to the point where he's like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Shut the F up, man." And then like, why don't you be nicer? And I look, and there is a cart outside of one of the rooms with a bowl of soup that's just left out there. It's all done. Everyone leaves their food outside of the room. And I take this bowl of soup.
Is there going to be some soup trauma here?
Oh, there definitely is some soup trauma. This soup did not do what it was meant to, what it was created for, which is to be consumed at a nice temperature. No, this is cold soup that I now grab the bowl and I chuck it at my buddy Jason. He dodges it.
What?
Plate just smatters all over behind him, and soup just slides down the wall. It was a thicker cream-based soup too, so you just see it slowly just sliding down the wall there, and almost like it was hypnotism. The second that plate broke,
You woke up.
I woke up
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh no, what did I just do? Like,
Mistakes have been
what?
made.
Yeah, mistakes have been made. Like, I'm in danger
Yeah.
because Jason's a big dude too.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what I've been
he's-
thinking this whole time. Like Jason decides to come
Jason-
back at you. You might be in a little trouble.
Jason's jacked. All right. So he's just like, look, now he's confused. Like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I look back and keep in mind, my Halloween costume, I am dressed as a deer. Like I have the antlers, I have the brown tights. I am just all brown with antlers.
Was that was the actual costume, or was there something behind it that it just became?
You know,
that?
this is foretelling because my girlfriend was a hunter, and I was the deer, and that was like that was the
Wow.
couple's costume.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's morbid.
Yeah.
Well, she,
Hey,
if I was a
how
dead
about
deer,
we be someone where it's a pretend that I've killed you?
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I desire to kill you. I mean, I could have gone away.
Let's focus on the desire.
Yeah, that's not doing what what you think it's doing.
Yeah. So anyway, instant
Come back to
reality, and man, the rest of the night I was just a wreck. Like I've never done anything like that. I couldn't believe myself. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. Like it was just, and it was all because I didn't
The
realize.
soup, man, I get it. But
I hate
you know,
soup. Yeah, it's all just. I hate soup. I thought that was the worst hot spoon food in front of me, and I had to take it off. I think it's probably miso soup. It doesn't deserve to be in the running.
Okay,
So-
okay. Get back
sorry,
on
no,
track.
shots fired. I know you didn't need that. But anyway, and this just shows like friendship, right? So I'll tell you why. The next morning, I'm totally embarrassed. Everybody knows I've apologized 1,000 times for my actions. I felt like it was very Ronnie-esque from Jersey Shore. I think he's the apt character that I was kind of acting like. I've been apologizing, and everyone's like, it's fine, but it's still kind of weird.
Right.
And we all go to brunch the next morning, and we all sit down and we order, and we're all sitting there, and I'm just kind of quiet. Everyone's just kind of weird. And then the waitress brings my food, and she puts the plate right in front of me. And as she does it, everyone at the table ducks. and that from that moment on, I was like, okay, we're good now.
Yeah.
And it was a really beautiful joke,
it's a
kind of mean.
kind, like-
No, it was appropriate.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that kind of brought us all back to earth. And but worst Halloween I've ever had was that one, just because I was so ashamed of myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've all had those moments. They're really tough.
But this Halloween, San Diego, it was great. I went to a bar by myself
Yeah.
just because I need the nightcap. These cruel shows, my brain's going 1,000 miles a minute.
Can confirm. It's really hard to come down.
I need something to just help me, wind down, and I can go to sleep. And I'm going golfing the next morning. I got to be on my A game.
What'd you order? Pickleback?
Jameson rocks all night, doubles.
Yeah.
Just doubles, and I'm at the closest bar that's near me it felt like a college bar. It's like one of those Irish pubs that all the college kids go to, I guess. So I'm sitting there, it's shoulder to shoulder, it's packed, but everyone's in costume. I'm looking at everyone's costume, it's a grand old time. But one group in particular I was really happy with, and it was 6 dudes. It was first guy, Mario from Super Mario Brothers.
I'm familiar.
Yeah. The other 5, Luigi.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And I just didn't get it, but I loved it.
Yeah.
Like, what? So it's one guy that's Mario and 5 Luigis.
That's pretty. I mean, just the stupidity that has to be behind it is fantastic.
Yeah. And that just instantly made me happy. So that was my my Halloween, my Fondoween in San Diego, and it was much better than the time I threw soup at my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so there's that, and then Vegas. Oh man, I went to a restaurant you would have loved in Vegas. It's at the Cosmo.
Really?
It's called Super Frico.
Go on.
It's brand new. It's totally like, I don't know if you've been to the Cosmo hotel, but it's very playful. It's fun.
We were all there together 6 months
I was
ago.
just going to say, your bachelor party.
We have been there together. Yeah, so very playful. It's
Went
fun.
to the food court there.
Went to the food court. But
Patty B's. Maybe you remember what happened at the end of the night.
we don't have to. We don't have to
It
go.
was
there.
a fun weekend.
That wasn't the trip. And it was cool. It's
Is it in that food court area or is
No,
it somewhere else?
it's a restaurant. Like
Okay.
it's on that floor though, and you go in, and it's just very weird. Like we go there, and a guy and
Who'd you go to this with? This doesn't sound like an Adam and August type of
it's
place.
a Matt DeAndrea.
There you go. Okay.
place After SEMA, and we're sitting there, and this guy comes up with a girl, and they're just like, and the guy's dressed in a tux, but he has gloves on, and he's very theatrical. It's like, hello, welcome to the restaurant. I see that you've gotten our regular silverware, but if you'd like to upgrade your forks, we have many choices for you. And then this girl comes up like a magician's assistant, opens this box. It's like, if you'd like to switch, and we just have regular forks and knives. If you'd like to switch, we have a diet fork, and it's like a fork the size of about an inch, inch high, right?
Yeah.
We have our diet fork. We have
So
our.
right size for you.
I shouldn't have
So
opened
I'm
that one.
sorry.
No, that's all right.
I'm sorry.
No, I deserved it. It's
When you
fine.
were holding it like this,
Yeah,
I was
Yeah,
trying to-
we all
exactly.
it's fine. I know. Dawson King would have done that one, but it's fine. And then if you're extra hungry, mega fork, and it's like one of those. It's like a huge fork.
Trident.
Yeah, if you want to share with your friends, an extendo fork, where it's like a fork that it's like an antenna that extends, or like a back scratcher, and you can pick your things food, and it's like stuff like that. It's very playful. And Matt joking is like, okay, I'll take the extendo fork, and they straight up gave him the extendo fork and took away his regular fork, and he had to eat the rest of the meal with that fork. So it's like stuff like that. Like it's just weird, and there's like every 20 minutes, there's like all the lights turn off. It's very Rainforest Cafe-y, where there's a show.
That's exactly what I was
right?
thinking.
But it's a different act. Like the first act, these two ballerinas come out, and all this classical music just starts playing, and these ballerinas are just going down the aisles, just doing ballet while screaming at the top of their lungs, like ah! So there's that. There's like guys playing trash cans on drums. There's like frisbees and rings being tossed up in the air. Like all these weird shows while you're eating dinner. The food is fantastic, and it is just so bizarre. Like, I bet this is what it feels like to like really trip on shrooms.
What was the menu like? Like what
Italian.
Really?
Yeah.
Welcome to Super Frico. We have pizza.
Yeah,
and
that's what it was.
pasta.
It was all incredible food, great
Wow.
cocktails. But yeah, it was just the whole time I'm just thinking of Matt. Like, Fondelier would dig this place. It's just kind of playful.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a story to tell. And that was probably my favorite thing about that Vegas trip. Actually, to be honest, was just
I mean,
was
that's
just going there.
certainly the most unique thing you had to have done.
Yeah, and
And who picked up the bill?
Matt did actually.
What a fucking mensch.
Yeah. Oh, is that a question you asked?
You had such a great time. It made me feel like there's no way you saw the bill.
I did. Well, I had to leave early too. I said, hey man, let me Venmo you. Just I got to get out of here because I got to make the show.
Yeah.
I had a few extra minutes. No, I'm just kidding. I really did have to make the show. Here's the thing about things like that is when Gary knows this too. When you're working at night, having that loom over you, kind of just you can't relax. You really can't. You're just thinking about what's gonna happen. Am I going on doing things on time? It's like when I worked like Matt, you worked at El Torito. You were a waiter. Like doing stuff during the day when you have a dinner shift, it's kind of tough because it's like, I can't do that because I got to be ready for work. I got to get ready for work at this time. It's just things that loom over you. Like it's nice to just be free for the day and just have it opened up and be able to
Absolutely.
relax. So
There was, nothing. The schedule accrual fluctuated quite a lot over the years, so I'm afraid to misspeak right now. But there was absolutely nothing worse than when we would tape shows on a Sunday afternoon or a Sunday evening.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have gone back to doing
we don't do that.
Thank God.
We used to do that. Yeah, we used to do that. We used to record the Kroll Show at 8 at night.
Yeah.
7 at night.
Oh yeah, that was the really wild time.
Yeah, there's some. I like that just because there's no traffic, but
Yeah, that was good for traffic, but it was
yeah,
it was what you're talking about, where like the day is still kind of consumed by it.
when we used
Oh,
to.
Gary, remember we used to live together and then
Oh.
we would be at work and then we would go back to the
Careful,
house and we'd
careful.
play ping pong
Yes.
for several hours and
I
then
remember.
we'd go back to work at 8
Yes.
o'clock.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Just-
that
We could
was
carpool. It was great.
you read
It was awesome.
you read Road and played ping pong.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it
I
was,
enjoy reading, writing, ping pong.
and it was.
Pretty exciting stuff.
That's right. That's what I heard. I know there was a point where, because this job is so odd, right? Like, especially, it's always been odd. Having to explain what a podcast was for the first 6 years of working here, and then people finally found out. Now they're kind of interested, but it's still just like it's not a typical typical job, to the point where when we had night shows, anybody like that I would date, I'd have to warn them, like, look, this is not going to be your typical relationship, which may have caused the toxic relationship that I was in, and I threw a bowl of soup at my buddy. But it's like, this can happen, but we're not. And I told this to Jen when we dated. Like, I'm not going to just be able to go out and have dinner with you whenever you want. Like, like a lot of our friends, they're posting, oh, we're going to a baseball game today. We're going to have dinner, blah, blah. It's like, no, I work from like 5 p.m. to
The real
9.
the practical thing is I work when I'm told I'm working.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
it's always fluctuating.
Yeah, like
every day.
Shit's gonna move, and it's not really up to me. And like that'll mean sometimes I'll have a weird free morning in the middle of the week or something. But oftentimes it'll mean I'm gone for the whole weekend or something.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just weird.
And by the way, I said 5 to 9. I don't want people to think, oh, you work 4 hours. Oh, what a bummer. No, it was a lot longer than that. You ales. All right. Also, I just came back from Palm Springs. I've just been I've been a traveling Woodbury. Yeah.
And fucking a lot more coming, it looks like.
Oh, we got some like Arizona.
You guys got some Arizona, Philly.
Philly. Yeah, we're doing stuff. But this week, San Diego, Vegas, Palm Springs.
Yeah. How was Palm Springs? I saw you posted that you golfed again.
I did golf. I sure did golf again. Worst round I've ever played. We golfed at the Westin. Beautiful course. It's just nice seeing like you're hitting a ball at a mountain. Like this, Palm Springs has a mountain, like the mountain ranges with the clearest sky above it. It almost looks like it's a wall.
Yeah, it looks fake.
It looks fake. Yeah. So it was really cool golfing there, but the rough could have been a little shorter. So whereas if I did hit it into the rough, which I do a lot because I am not a good golfer, your ball's just gone. Might as well have been a lake.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna lose it.
It's just so dense.
Yeah. But I had a great time. My buddies who joined us, they just got their new Tesla order in, so they're really excited about their car, the Model Y they got.
Nice,
beautiful car, big fan of it. And then, but they had that paper plate.
Sure.
And do you guys see this? Like I see them a lot. Like I don't know how the paper plates are still a thing. Like I know they're trying to get away from dealer plates, but the way they attach those things on, whenever I drive behind them, they just flap up into the wind, and you can't even read it anyway, while people are driving, and now it's just distracting. I'm no longer looking at the road in front of me because I'm watching this paper plate just flap like a flag behind your car.
The similarly distracting to me is the electronic plates, which I'm starting to see.
What is that? Yeah.
I don't know.
Those are wild.
I've only looked into it briefly, but it appears to be you want it because it's cool, but it's unclear to me exactly why it's cool. And it's like $750 a year or some insane. There's like some insane cost associated with it, and I can't understand what the real benefit is.
I haven't seen one. What they're electronic, like they're just a LED screen.
They're like
it's a display.
e-ink.
Yeah,
it's like black and white, like e-ink technology, and it just displays the exact like what a license plate looks like.
I'll tell you what I think it is. People can't peel off a registration sticker.
That might be part of it, I suppose, but
but people can. It feels like people are going to be able to easily replicate a fucking digital screen on your license plate. Like, it's going to be very difficult to tell a real one from a fake one, as opposed to like a fucking embossed license plate.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Like, I feel like you can hack it. Like, I could Photoshop a registration sticker onto my digital plate.
How soon after digital plates are there going to just be dicks? Like all over, like all the ones are going to be replaced with dicks. Like someone's hacking into the mainframe.
Actual wieners.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? This is only a matter of time.
Yeah, my license plate is == capital D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You forgot the 8 at the beginning.
Exactly.
That's right.
Don't forget the 8.
I gotta have the 8. Yeah, you're right. What was I thinking? Oh, it's what it was. Somebody already had that one. I think that's what it was. But yeah, and I went during. It turns out it was Pride weekend.
Nice.
During Palm Springs, so
that
it
had
was
to have been tough to get.
Every weekend is Pride weekend in Palm Springs.
It really is, but this was like their official Pride weekend,
okay.
and I was thinking like I could probably name one other place that probably goes harder than Palm Springs during Pride weekend.
West Hollywood or San Francisco?
Yeah, maybe 2 places. Yeah, those are the 2.
San Francisco.
Yeah, I was thinking San Francisco. But yeah, West Hollywood too. But I was like, we are in the gay mecca during Pride weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we didn't know it was Pride weekend when we were here. And they're like, one of the waiters at one of the places we're eating, like, how'd you guys get a room here? It's like, I'll tell you how, we're staying at a golf resort. in Rancho Mirage. Like we're nowhere near downtown.
So you guys just drove in when you wanted to
Yeah,
hang
like
out and see.
everybody at our hotel was just old white people that looked like they were retired, and I would say somewhere at a conference, like doctors, or it was like a nursing conference or something. But they looked like no fun.
Yeah.
And I don't no offense to old white people, but they look like they were there for a vacate, like a good old time. Like they were looking to rage.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, producer LL, but you, producer LL, she can party. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I can't confirm. I've seen her party. Who am I to talk? I threw a bowl of soup in a hallway, But Pride
So
weekend,
dangerous.
and we're walking down the main street during Pride weekend. By the way, shout out to Gigi's. It's 2G. It's Mark Garrigus restaurant.
Yeah.
Gigi's, wonderful restaurant.
Yeah, at the V.
It's at the V brand new restaurant, and it is top tier. One of my buddies was like, that was one of the best meals I've ever had, best dining experiences I've ever had. So
Nice.
yeah, definitely.
Did he get to keep his fork?
We didn't. No, we didn't. We felt like they should keep their own forks anyway. We weren't in the fork business, or we didn't need any. And then we also ate at Wilma and Freda's, which is also a great brunch place in Palm Springs, like downtown. Highly recommend. Incredible comfort food. Try their cinnamon rolls. Now, so we're walking outside on the street, and there's all these, everyone's celebrating all the gay couples there, and I'm just walking, and I'm just like, geez, dude, I need to work out.
Yeah.
Those guys are fit as hell.
Yeah, those dudes, they tend to
And
be in
a
really
lot of
good
them are
shape.
shirtless, wearing spandex, and I'm just like, dude, I feel like a POS, like walking in here, like I just felt so out of place. I mean, I of course I'm going to be a little out of place, but I just felt really, God, I'm like really treading. I feel like I'm walking a tight line here, but I don't mean anything. But it's just like I'm just so much more out of shape than these guys.
Yeah.
And they're just, I'm just like, dude, these guys are jacked.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same way I feel in like Miami or certain places like that where it's just like beautiful people everywhere. It's just like, God damn it.
Yeah, but definitely a good weekend to go. Just a ton of people.
Yeah.
Very hard to find parking, but I saw the biggest unicorn I've ever seen. It was a blow up unicorn. It's like a hot air balloon unicorn, and
Not a real one.
no, not yet.
Why are you guys laughing? It's real.
Yeah, they're real.
Yeah,
they're real.
They're like birds.
But yeah, Palm Springs. I think that might be my favorite place to vacate now.
Palm Springs pretty tight.
It's like up there. I mean, I could see how when it gets really hot.
Yeah,
sucks.
I went out there in mid-July, and I would not necessarily recommend that as much. Like the time of year we went for your wedding or right now, it's pretty tight.
It's the people there are just so nice. Like I just love it. I love it out there.
My family would always go like end of October, early November, just because it's much more temperate out.
Yeah. And are your wives like this? Like, do they close all the vents in your car so the AC doesn't hit them? But they like it on, but they're just like,
No,
okay,
definitely not.
A little bit, yes.
yeah.
A little bit.
I remember I drove a buddy of mine, and all of his vents were closed. It's like, oh, there's a girl sitting here.
Yeah.
Because that's like their thing. And Jen knows it, and she does it anyway. And she laughs about it now because she got called out. I told her what my buddy said, and she's like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Just close them, but don't turn it off. I like it on. I just don't like the air hitting my skin.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I think that's a girl thing. Like I think
it is.
Yeah, there's something about they just don't like being hit with the AC, but they like it being there. It's kind of like the Choco Taco of air air cooling. You're like, I don't want it going away.
Choco Taco of air cooling.
Don't take it away from me. I just like it there. I don't want it.
Right,
I don't want it necessarily right in front of me, but I like it existing.
At first,
it's topical. It's topical.
At first, you were really off, and you brought me back.
Ah,
I see what you're
that's what I
saying.
do.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Let's see some comments.
It's time for listener
Choco Taco of air cooling.
I have to do this because Matt over there is like, hey, don't go to comments too early, and
I
like
know.
this is what I do. I tread that water.
This is what we do, baby.
That's what we do. All right.
Ah, the chair. I love
I'm
Matt's
Matt
chair.
Yeah. Whenever for the listeners, Matt likes to just walk away
Yeah, he goes to get a drink.
to get a refill of his beverage, and and we just look at his room.
Yeah, it's a weird floral chair that he uses. It almost looks like it's is that an under the sea thing? Are those fishes?
No, those are flowers. It's
They're
just
flowers. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Floral.
But it's very floral. It looks like if you took a Tommy Bahama shirt and wrapped it around a chair. And by the way, Tommy Bahama makes nice stuff. Is that weird? Am I just getting old? Like,
Yeah.
Because I
But
look
you're
at Tommy
right.
Bahama stuff and I'm like, that stuff looks good. And then I'll be honest, I've tried on Tommy Bahama stuff.
I own some Tommy Bahama stuff.
Okay, now I'm worried about you and me because Tommy Bahama, growing up, it's like, oh, it's like the old guy's rule shirt. It's like, okay, gosh, like get out of here.
Yeah,
It's-
got it.
got it. Yeah, Tommy Bahama, whatever. It's they all look the same. But you try it on, it's like this feels like silk.
Yeah.
It feels like silk on my skin.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. The fit is nice and loose. You
Yeah.
know, I'm not worried.
It's very loose.
Yeah, it's very loose, but I like it. It's like, but it's not baggy to the point where I can't function.
There's a reason it's very popular and has endured for 30 freaking years. Like, it's nice stuff, but it is definitely, you're giving up something for the comfort.
And okay, so so there's that, and then I'm in Palm Springs, and we go visit Margaritaville, Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville.
I'm familiar.
I go in, and I'm blown away how awesome it is.
Yeah.
Like, oh, look at this! Look at this pool is green, but it's like a beautiful emerald green, and the vibe is just so relaxed and nice. I'm like, oh my god, I want Tommy Bahama shirts and to hang in Margaritaville, like that. I'm at that age.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's one of those things where you're like, I don't want to do this, but I do.
yeah.
I do want to.
Like, when was the last time you walked into a Tilly's or an Urban Outfitters?
Oh, I mean, definitely more recently in Urban Outfitters, but at Tilly's, I mean, it could be 20 years. I was driving down the street the other day, Chris. I was driving down the main street in my my city, like one of the main. I was driving down Imperial Highway in Brea, and I looked over and I was stunned to see that there was a Tilly's in this shopping center. I drive by 10 times a week. I've never noticed that there's a Tilly's there. I was kind of curious. I was like, you know what? One day when I'm in that shopping center, I should go drop into that Tilly's and just see what up, because it's been a long
It's still a
time.
California
Remind me,
thing.
what's in Tilly's?
It's like a surf,
It's like
California,
yeah.
Pacific Sun, like surf wear,
Okay.
California wear.
They sold a lot of
skatewear.
Dickies stuff for a minute there.
Dickies,
Like,
yeah.
it's like a California style brand. And yeah, it is a Southern California thing, and it's owned by a woman named Tilly.
A lot of my friends work there. Jason worked there, the guy who I threw the soup at. He worked there, and then so did Jake.
Wow, it's all coming full circle.
And
This is
Jake,
brilliant.
Jason and Jake worked at Tilly's, and that was behind the Tilly's where Jake would get his bobos. So, yeah, so we are all full circle, baby.
He's getting Bobos behind the Tilly's. Well, there's your episode title.
Yeah,
Anyone who doesn't listen won't know how
dude,
weird
I
it is.
went to the outlets in Palm Springs on the way home.
Yeah, you have to.
You gotta.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. There's a Travis Matthews shop. I just learned who he is.
Yeah.
He's my boy.
Yeah.
I like him. And
Don't know what that means.
It's a golf brand. Chris I would love to ask Chris. I'm not going to, but I'd love to ask him how much money he dropped in the Travis Matthews store. Because
I'll tell you.
Tell me.
I'll tell you, $79.
Oh, that's a lot better than I thought. I thought it was going to be 2 or 3 times that.
It was a BOGO. Oh, it was embarrassing. The only thing I bought was like a pair of shorts, and it's for $79. But Jen's like, Chris, please get some golf shorts because it's embarrassing what you're wearing right now. And to the point where now she's embarrassed by what I wear to golf, which is kind of cool because she now supports whatever I need to buy. So I found this pair of shorts and $79, and the guy's like, don't you want to get a hat or something? I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, or a shirt. Like, this is all you want? I go, yeah, it is. Like, well, it's BOGO, baby.
Oh, wow. On everything in the store?
Well, the rack I got these shorts off of. So
okay.
anything.
Dude,
off
you
this
got a
rack.
Bobo at Travis Matthews?
I'm a BOGO boy though at Travis Matthews. Yeah, they're so buy one get one free. So yeah, I got two pairs of shorts. So there you go. And then now it's raining.
And then now it is pouring.
And now it's cold and rain. But anyway, I'm at the outlets and coming soon, a Tilly's. They're building a Tilly's there. So yeah, Tilly's is still
You get a BOGO Bobo behind it.
still BOGO Bobos. There you go, Gary. All right, so let's get into some comments. By the way, these are all comments found within our Facebook group. And if anybody wants to write in, just go to facebook.com/groups/Bobo Army Worldwide LLC. Answer a few questions. We might let you in.
Probably.
It's my favorite
So
place on the
easy.
internet, and everyone's so cool there. It's such a great place to hang online and chat, and everyone likes to share their memes and their glizzy content. A lot less
That's
glizzy
slowed
content.
down.
Yeah,
thank
we've slowed
God.
down, thankfully. We've been focused on other stuff.
Yeah, the glizzy stuff slowed down, but I'd appreciate the hot chicken stuff to slow down, but that's still coming in strong. So
Well, I mean, we can stop with the jokes about that, but we don't want to dissuade people from posting about hot chicken. If there's good hot chicken around, I want to know about it.
okay, all right, that's true. All right, Tony McBanoa. He says, "Hey, all right, Bobo Boy Army, I can use refresher course on tips, tricks, hacks, and recommendations for birthday weekend in Vegas. I remember the slushies at Fat Tuesdays. Check out
Yep.
Gold Spike. What else you got?
Circa. I mean, if you're gonna check out Gold Spike, which I don't know if that's really a recommendation
Yeah.
that I would stand by, but no. I mean, it was tight for what we were doing, but
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like your destination if you're not staying there.
For birthday weekend, Circa's dope.
Circa's dope. It's on if you're gonna be over by
Downtown.
Fremont. Because either just to go check out the sports book, like the digital video wall that they have is freaking amazing. Or if you guys are gonna watch Sunday football, maybe at that sports pool they have there, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, go ahead,
I
Matt.
heard there's a restaurant called Super Frico that's supposed to be pretty crazy.
It's definitely memorable, and the food's A+. So if you're looking to do that, definitely hit that place. Also, there's a Top Golf there.
Yeah, that's a great recommendation.
Gary and I love us some Top Golf.
The Eye of Vegas, if you get one of the bar cars.
Oh, get the bar car. Yeah, it's an open bar for a full revolution and no better view. So that's the Ferris wheel in Vegas. So
Don't forget the M&M museum.
the M&M factory.
Yeah,
Whatever
M&M
it is, yeah, the
factory.
M&M
whatever the
museum.
fuck that bullshit is.
I don't think that's there anymore, is it?
The
Is that
store,
gone?
I think that's just
Oh, it's like
there's a
Planet
store.
Hollywood or something. Yeah, just walk the strip. You have a good time, man. You know what? At the Cosmo, there's this like really cool speakeasy that's in a barber shop that I think you dig. It's really, really cool. So try to get into there too. It's at the barber shop at the Cosmo, bottom floor. It's awesome. All right. Let's see. Cav and happy birthday. Happy pre-birthday, by the way.
Happy birthday.
HBD. Oh,
HPD. Did you guys used to write hags in yearbooks? Hags.
No.
Have a
yeah,
great
that's a good
summer.
one.
Oh, no.
No, you wrote it all out.
I don't know.
See, I have all the messages that when you look at an old yearbook, but I kind of want to see what I wrote in other people's yearbooks now. I wish there was a way I could go back and see that
Interesting.
and see, because I feel like that'd be a good snapshot of who I was back then. And yeah,
I mean, it's so weird. If you wanted
How much I
that,
cared.
if you wanted that today, you could just take a picture of everything you signed in everyone's yearbook.
yeah, you can do that. Oh gosh, you could do that with lecture notes.
Yeah, dude.
Can you imagine?
When the Apple thing came out, where you can just freaking copy and paste like written text, the memes that started blowing up of people just taking photos of their neighbors' notes in college classrooms and just copy and pasting them into their own. I mean, fuck.
Yeah, for all the kids listening, we used to have to handwrite all of our notes and copy verbatim what we saw on the board, maybe even more, whatever our teacher or professor was saying.
Do you know how skilled I got at programming a TI-83?
Oh yeah, what's the point? Yeah, dude, I'd probably have to go to Gary like, hey, yo, can you install Frogger onto this?
Yeah.
When I was in college, I had a Palm Pilot, if you guys remember those, and and a fucking fold out keyboard, or I should
Oh
say
my
a fold
God.
up keyboard. And so when I was taking those classes, I would type my notes, and a lot of those classes had some of the classes I took had open note tests, which to me is the most hilarious thing ever. But I could type so fast that I basically just had full dictation of everything the teacher said. So it was very easy to find the answers to every question.
That's smart. Yeah, we used to do some of my classes. They'd let us do you can have open note. That means but you can whatever can fit on a 3x5 card.
Right.
That's all you get. And I would just get the finest pen
Oh, yeah.
I had and write just the smallest letters.
I mean, I had teachers that would give us like odd sizes. So it was like a create your own adventure. Like you'd have to go and like measure it and cut it out or whatever. And we would end up spending so much time writing out the card that you could have much faster just learned.
That's how they get you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
That's
oh,
you retain the information when you wrote it down.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So those were the days. Now kids are just, we'll give you one screenshot.
Yeah.
We'll give you one screenshot on your phone. All right, let's see here. Cavins JJ says, "Oh, I need some help from the Hive." Basically, the short version. What's the best smart home hub? He needs something like he's looking to get one of those with the keypad for his front door lock. But what's the best? I made the mistake where I kind of have a little bit of everything.
Doesn't he go on to say that he has an Apple TV?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so that's your hub.
Ah.
If you already have the Apple TV, that's the hub. But then the question is, like, how do you make all of that stuff work? Anything that's going to be Apple HomeKit compatible is all going to work perfectly with the Apple Home app.
Yeah.
If you want to do that. And then as far as getting outside stuff on there, there's I guess I should have just commented on this.
Yeah.
But
Check the comments.
Yeah, just try to get mostly stuff that's all like one standard, whether it's Google Home or Apple HomeKit or whatever you're already using.
Also consider 2 large junkyard dogs.
Oh yeah. Well, don't those always get loose? Aren't you guaranteed to, no matter how much you chain them, if they want something bad enough, if somebody's trying to sneak in, they can break the chain and
I forgot
you.
the Sandlot law.
Yeah, the Sandlot law. Yeah, exactly. There's that. So
Yeah.
2 guard dogs. At least one of them's gonna break their leash.
You're going to have to feed them, though. It's going to be pricey.
Well, they could just feed them the intruders. Todd FT Brammer. Oh, he posted a picture of candy corn looking in a mirror and just goes, "Well, I like me." And
I saw that.
Yeah, so
I
Matt,
don't understand that.
well, because
A lot of people don't like candy corn.
a lot of people don't like candy corn. Are you cool with candy corn, Matt, Mr. Fondleween?
I mean, it's fine. I'm definitely never seeking it out. If I'm at a party and it's on a table, like a bowl of them on the table, I probably will grab 1 or 2, once, just to have that, and then be like, "Yep, that's about what I remember."
Oh yeah, that's my yearly intake. Now,
But I'm not going to be fucking weird about it. I don't hate them or anything like that.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I
If
think
they're just kind of they're fine.
look, the hate should be reserved for Necco wafers and those strawberry candies. The useless candy out. There's useless candy out there. Candy corn is not a useless candy. One, it gets you in the spirit, right? If you see candy corn, it's like, okay, Halloween.
It's Halloween time.
It's Halloween time. Those 3 colors, orange, white, and then yellow. I think those are 3 colors of candy corn. You see
Nice
that,
job.
and you're just pumped. Like, okay, it reminds you there's something chemically happening inside of you when you see a candy corn. So you
Absolutely. It's the same that a candy cane is for Christmas.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. If you
You
saw
have peppermint all year long, but if you have a candy cane, you're like, it's fucking Christmas.
if you saw candy corn in April, it just wouldn't feel right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it enhances the season. Also, I don't mind. I don't buy it either, but if it's out there, I'll eat it and I'll enjoy it, and I'm fine with it.
And they do weird fucking flavors of them too. I had a caramel apple variety of candy corn. I mean, again, we're really starting to step away from its intention, but in a world of brownie Snickers bars and cookie M&Ms and all these weird things that they do, candy corn's gotten into the game too. There are other flavors of it that taste nothing like a candy corn. It just has that shape and that sort of waxy, chewy texture, which is another major problem for a lot of people.
Is this a placebo effect? It definitely is. I know the answer. I'll answer before I even ask you. But I eat candy corn by the color. Like, I'll first eat the tip, and then I'll eat the middle section, and then I'll eat the last section, thinking I'm getting 3 different flavors. I know I'm not. Am I?
You're not. You're absolutely not. And I too used to do that when I was 6 years old. But I think, since I was able to consume alcohol legally, I've pretty much reserved myself to the separation. It's fine. Just pop it in. It's all good. You don't need just the tip, Chris. Just put it all in there.
I find it a better experience. Like, when you eat grapes, do you find yourself eating, separating the skin from the The
That's
other part?
insane.
That's
absolutely
so
not.
dumb.
No.
I don't
You
do that
peel
either.
grapes? You peel grapes?
Well, no, I'll bite the skin off and kind of peel it off, and then now you just have like the juicy middle, and you're looking
Okay.
at it, and it's kind of cool looking, and it's no
All
longer
right.
red, and it's
I'm not sure about this. I get if you bite it in half and then a little bit of it tears off the other half, but I'm not then gonna get in with my fucking fingers and start like demummifying my fucking grape.
try
That's
it.
weird.
just try it. It's kind of fun. What about the Oreo then? How are you eating your Oreo?
Oh man, we're really getting into the deep questions here, aren't we? Huh?
You have one Oreo in front of you. What
All
are
right,
you?
I like
How are you
to-
consuming it?
I twist.
You twist it.
Actually, I take that back. Hold on a minute. If I have an Oreo and it's just by itself, if you've just like
Yeah.
you
Okay.
know,
Like here, I'll put.
if
Oh,
we're
here's
like
the
in
situation.
a spy movie and you've just slammed an Oreo on the counter. And
No,
then
that's
gradually
okay. That's
slid it over
absurd.
to
I
me.
think that's going to affect how you consume the Oreo.
Yeah, yeah.
What I'm saying is, okay, you're at a Halloween party, and there's snacks laid out on the coffee table, and one of them is a dish filled with Oreos, and you just walked in, and all your friends are talking like, oh, you greet everybody, you look at the table, you grab an Oreo, and you sit down, and just now you have to consume this Oreo. How are you
Yeah.
consuming it?
I think the party situation is also throwing me off here. You know, if I'm in a public setting,
Okay.
I
You're
think
watching
I'm
TV.
just-
You're watching TV by yourself. You're watching
All
TV by yourself. How are you consuming your Oreo?
now, again, I ask: is there a beverage nearby?
There is
Is
a
there
bit.
milk? Is there
No,
milk?
there's no milk. There's no
Okay,
milk.
So we're back to what I thought, which is you.
No,
I'm
because
sitting
you
at
were in a
bar.
spy's lair.
Sitting at a
Like,
bar
it's
in
different.
1942 Russia, and you saddle up next to me. You exchange a
Oh,
code
boy.
sentence with me, and then you slam the Oreo on the table, and then you slide it over to me. At that point, I am probably going to twist the Oreo.
You're twisting the Oreo. Okay, so
I'm gonna
now
twist
you
the
twist.
Oreo.
Are you twisting lick or you twist?
Nope.
Okay.
Just
you-
twist.
Okay.
Yes, Gary.
I was gonna say, if you're not licking, then could you be sticking?
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, I don't either.
I
but
don't
I'm
either.
curious.
No, what I was gonna say was, if you're not licking, are you scraping? Because sometimes I've done that in the past, where you use your teeth as sort of a Zamboni.
That's good.
Yeah. Oh no, that's true.
A frosting Zamboni.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's been such a long time since I've really thought about this, Chris. That's why I'm having such a hard time.
You are
answering.
having.
But
This is a
do
difficult
think-
question for you.
It is.
man.
It's really tough. But I do think what I would probably would do is I would twist it off, and then I would eat the just plain cookie part on its own. Get it over with.
Yeah.
And then I'm
Get
left.
it over with. Like
Yeah. And then I'm left with the bottom half of the cookie that still has a thick layer of cream on it. And then I'm just going to enjoy that one.
Which side is
So-
is your tongue hitting? The cream side.
I might just switch it up. That's part of the joys of it. You can kind of switch it up.
Okay, just
One
change-
bite different than the other, you know. Generally, I think cream side up, though. That'd be I'm assuming, because then you get it up on the roof of your mouth. That's fun.
That's just too much action for me. See, as I'm wildly inconsistent as a guy who peels his grapes and eats his candy corn one color at a time. If you give me an Oreo, I eat
Gary,
it.
Wait,
Chris
what?
peels his grapes.
Hold on a second. How do you eat candy corn one color at a time?
I just bite the tip, I consume it. I bite the middle, I consume it, and then I finish it off.
For the person who's not
What?
in the video tier, Gary was not in the room when Chris
Get the
confided.
fuck out of here with this bullshit. Under no circumstances is that real. Really?
Yeah, sure.
I'm being
I
gaslit.
told him I did it when I was 6 years old. So
And I still
mean,
don't know if they're different flavors or not, but I don't think they are.
Still
But
doesn't know. Jesus Christ.
Well, I got up to move my car. What goes on?
I just don't like mixing colors. But I mean, of the
Okay.
candy, of the candy.
What? You guys, what has happened?
I don't know.
All right, go back to your racist cookie analogy.
I know,
What
that
do we
was
do with an
bad.
Oreo?
That was bad.
Seriously.
I didn't mean that by any means. But the Oreo, I just eat it the way God intended it. I just eat it like a sandwich.
So you end up with a 2-bite system, right?
Yeah, basically, I just eat one bite, yeah, and then I chew that, and I'm still holding the Oreo with cookie on both sides of the cream, and then I finish
Here's
it
the
off.
problem. You just said as God intended, but we all know that God intended the Oreo to be dipped in milk. So the fact that you're eating it dry and that it was even offered to me dry is also what made it such an absurd scenario.
Yeah. Surprise! You're in hell,
Absurd.
motherfucker. No, you're right though. The
It needs to be dunked. It's a cookie that is critical to the dunking
you're right.
process.
You're right. It is much better dunked. You're right. But the Oreo, I do consume it as a sandwich more. So I'd never do the twist and Lakers twist and Zamboni. Very rarely. I like because I don't want a bad part of it. Like Matt says, I'll eat the cookie first just to get that part over with. It's like no, it's all good if you're eating it as a sandwich. It's like you don't need your BLT. Like, oh, I'm going to eat this bread first to get it over with, then I'll eat the rest of the sandwich. No,
Yeah, but you wouldn't twist a BLT.
you wouldn't. You're right. Oh, psychopaths. Can you imagine somebody eating a sandwich like that? Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Dude, I'd be so terrified if I was sitting down at lunch somewhere with somebody and they did that.
Yeah.
And like just kept a straight face, like nothing, like just didn't even look up, like nothing was weird about
Well, all
it.
the keto guys, they'll Zamboni the inside of their sandwich.
This is
That's
reminds
not what I'm
me-
talking about. I'm talking about if you took the top of your sandwich and rotated it 180 degrees and then started eating it, I would be very scared.
This reminds me of something that's slightly related. Well, bro, you gotta tell your car to stop texting you, especially during the show.
Yeah, I know.
So my wife and I had brunch at a bar, like a sports bar kind of place, and we were sitting at the actual bar enjoying our breakfast, and a seat opened up next to Julie, and a guy sat down. He ordered his drink. He ordered a beer or something, and then he turned to us and he said, "Hey, can I have your salt?" Like, yeah, sure, no problem. And we watched this guy take the salt, and he dumped a bunch of salt on his coaster.
Yeah.
I have never seen that in my entire life.
It's so it doesn't stick.
That is what I learned
Yeah.
when I had to Google it. Gary, have you ever seen that before? You
No.
ever seen someone salt their coaster?
I have not.
This is apparently, and it is actually kind of a brilliant move, because if you have a paper coaster and a little bit of a frosty glass, inevitably when you lift your glass up, the coaster sticks to it. And by putting salt on it, you'll be able to remove the glass without moving your coaster. However, you look like a fucking idiot putting salt all over your coaster and all over the bar
Yeah,
table.
it's terrible luck. Too.
Isn't that also just like kind of an indicator of alcoholism if you're asking people for salt to salt a coaster before your drink gets there?
And
Like,
nobody.
it was very strange.
Who cares if your coaster's sticking to your glass? It's
I don't
fine.
care, yeah.
Okay, you just move it, take it off, or whatever. It's just because I don't want. But it is I guess it's an excuse to interact with somebody.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
I'm
guess
gonna
that's
show
true.
this guy next to me my cool salt trick. Stand by.
Salting the coaster.
He didn't ask about it, but I saw him
Yep.
Google it. Yeah. So
That's a first for me.
there's some. It's like That's why they do it on like the shuffleboard and stuff, right?
Yeah.
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 Whatever it is. All right. Well, anyway, those are comments. Thanks everybody for writing me
Hey.
in. That was fun. And once again, shout out to everybody in the Facebook group. All right, let's do some Shay.
All right.
Oh, no.
What type of foods might we hear of today? What might be the price? What might be the venue? So let's find out. It's time for Gary to say, "Hey, Matt."
It's on the menu.
Well, I mentioned in a previous episode that we had a Halloween housewarming party, and at the party, my wife and I made some cocktails, some creepy cocktails. And I thought I would share those recipes here. I know it's after Halloween, but you could just rename the drinks to be like a Thanksgiving theme, and it would be
Dude,
they're the same.
I'm
It
so
won't make a
excited it's
difference.
Thanksgiving coming up because one of my favorite smells is that like autumn, like cinnamony,
The
pine
potpourri
coney
smell.
potpourri. Yeah, I love that smell. Like Trader Joe's sells these brooms that smell like it.
Yep.
It's quite wonderful. You don't like it?
I've had those brooms before, and one year it was just like it appeared in my garage, and I could not. It was like hidden, kind of, and I could not, for the life of me, figure out why the fuck my garage all of a sudden smelled like the inside of a witch's asshole.
Yeah.
And then I finally found it, and I was cool with it. I was so confused because they smell a lot.
Yeah, they're very fragrant. But that particular smell that they kind of just released all those pine cones that
Yeah.
smell like that. It's delightful.
It's a great smell.
It's delightful to me. So that's what I think.
It
of
is a wonderful
of like
smell.
a Thanksgiving cocktail. But
Yeah. Well, like for example, this first cocktail, because it was a Halloween party, we called it the poisoned apple, but you could call it like the autumn apple. You don't have to change anything, and it would still work at a Thanksgiving event. And the real trick to both of these drinks was that we found the recipes online, but they were for essentially how to make like a big punch bowl cocktail for, serving upward of 10, 15 people. But for my purpose is before I spend all that money on all of these measurements, I need to make sure that all of the proportions taste right, you know? So the trick was taking these recipes that were made for, serves 15, then scaling it down to serve 2 people. And then after you make the drink, you sort of find that the measurements aren't quite to your liking. So you have to kind of keep tweaking it.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun to do, but I'll tell you, man, we just got really hammered in the test kitchen trying to make all these different drinks. But let me tell you how to make I'll tell you how to make it for 2 people, and then again, from there I think you can do the math to do it for more people if you want to. So again, we called it the poisoned apple, and this was strange. How do you guys feel about amaretto?
I love it.
The main brand, Di Serono.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple other brands of it. I'm not super familiar with it. I feel like, to me, it's like a sticky, almondy. To me, it feels like it's going to be very headachy. But you guys are talking about it like you've had it all your lives. And you love it.
Yeah, and there's a brand new song called Soco Amaretto Lime. And that's where I first heard of it. But then, I mean, there's a whole thing like Di Serono, those commercials, like, just have it on the rocks.
Yeah.
It's great.
There you go.
Yeah,
well, again, to serve 2 people, and all these ingredients are just going to go into a shaker over ice. You do 3 ounces of the amaretto, 3 ounces of the recipe originally called for Scotch. I prefer bourbon. If you want to do Thanksgiving style, you could do wild turkey if you wanted to, but you're going to do 3 ounces of that, then 2 ounces of cranberry juice, 3 ounces of apple cider, and then the trick are Peychaud's bitters, which are these bitters that are actually made for the Sazerac, which is a great New Orleans style whiskey cocktail, bourbon cocktail. So everything that usually with something like a Sazerac, you only put a couple little drops in, but for this cocktail, the recipe is literally calling for like 10 drops per person. So you are just like dripping this Peychaud's bitter stuff in, but it's got almost like a citrus kind of a component to it.
That's a lot of drops.
It was a lot of drops. It seemed a little silly, but the flavors all came together, and the color it looks like a deep red apple.
So there's no apple flavor in it.
There's apple cider is a big part of it. It's cranberry juice and apple cider. So that's kind of where the apple comes in.
Okay.
Again, it'll knock your socks off. It's
It
very
sounds like
strong,
it, yeah.
especially given the mix of the Scotch and the amaretto, or the bourbon and the amaretto.
Sure.
But that one was great. But the other cocktail that we made, this one isn't exactly Thanksgiving themed because it's like a bright purple. We wanted to have like a deep red cocktail and then like a bright purple.
What made it purple, Matt?
Well, let me tell you, Chris, you'd be intimately familiar with something called butterfly pea flower tea.
Why would I be intimately familiar with that?
Because when I left to move to the state of Texas, you bought for me a bottle of pea flower pea gin.
That's right.
It's a type of gin called Empress.
Empress gin.
And when you see it in the store, it is this like just jewel blue color. And it gets that color. It's natural. It's a natural blue color.
Purple. It's absolutely
from this butterfly pea flower tea. Okay, so
wait, is that something blue you can consume?
It's something blue.
Google the color. Google Empress gin right now. It's absolutely purple, and I saw every time I see it in a cocktail list, I just want to take a picture and send it to you, Matt, because it just reminds me of you. Like you are Empress gin to me. You guys go hand in hand.
I got to be honest with you, Chris. Depending on the photo, most of them look blue, but there are definitely ones where it's clearly purple.
Let me see.
Oh, so good.
That's all purple.
Those are blue. That is
all
purple.
purple.
You are out of your mind. That's purple. I will give you that maybe these 3 are purple. Those 2 are blue. So's that one. Purple. That's blue. That's purple.
Get out of here.
It's very subjective.
Let's get back to the subject
blue.
at hand. Now, we tried making this cocktail with the Empress gin. And there are many other ingredients to this cocktail, and the more that you mixed it with, the more watered down the color was. It was very difficult to try to find a way to have all these different ingredients and still keep the color, that really deep bluish color. Okay. What we discovered is that you could actually brew the tea. You could buy butterfly pea flower tea. And we discovered you had to even like double the amount of tea bags that it says to do. And yes, Gary, I'm saying you double the tea bags.
Yeah.
I see your smile. I see your smile there.
You guys ever get
I'm more
teabagged?
smiling at the process of you guys coming up with this cocktail. Like, how long did we spend on this? Like, I understand it was a fun adventure while we were drinking.
It was
but,
an
like,
adventure. It was a fun adventure. Let me ultimately break down what you need to make this work. 2 ounces of gin, 1.5 ounces of the tea, 1 ounce of elderflower liqueur.
Saint Germain.
Saint Germain. Look at you,
one of my
Chris,
faves.
knowing that.
Get out of here.
1/3 ounce of lemon, and then 2/3 of a cup of Prosecco. And again,
Fantastic.
when you're mixing the elderflower and the Prosecco with the gin, all of that starts to dilute the color. But when you have the double tea bag tea like we did, see, now you're really laughing at it. It was incredible. The color was perfect, and all the flavors worked out great. Anyway, like I said, I told you guys I got a little too wasted at our Halloween party because I think I was just so proud of our work. And I just kept looking at which one had more in it than the other and being like, this needs to even out. And just, oh my God. It was such a fucking rough next day. It had been a long time since I've been that hungover, but it was worth it. And that's what's on the menu.
Yeah. Dude, that sounds delicious. I drink either of those drinks any day.
Same.
Yeah, those could be year-round drinks. They don't have to necessarily be seasonal. All right, well, that will do it for this episode of Watercooler. You guys want to go around and get our plugs in?
Let's do it.
Okay, I'll start all the way in Austin, Texas. Mr. Drinkmaster over there, Matt Fondelier. What do you got?
Well, you can follow me on Twitter at Matt Fondelier. And I don't think we've mentioned it, but we do a Patreon show. It's $5 a month at the lowest platform, and you get twice. You get dub of the WC. I don't know what you say. You have something clever that you say, Chris.
An extra dose.
Extra
dose. That's what it is.
Of the WC. And also, if you join now, you still get all the old archived episodes that we've done on Patreon as well. So,
yeah, we've
over
got
120.
69 plus 63 episodes of that show.
So if you guys have like a long flight or something, definitely subscribe and get all that.
Listen, it's a great way to support us. All that money goes directly to us, just literally the 5 of us. So please sign up if you haven't already. Patreon.com/watercooler.
Yeah, very much appreciated. Patreon. Great. And we do hangouts, movie nights, all that stuff. So there's a lot. Just check it out. Go look at it and see if you like it. All right. Gary, what about you?
I agree with Matt's plug, Patreon, and you can also follow Reasonable Doubt. All of their video content is on youtube.com/Reasonable Doubt Podcast, so go subscribe to that if you like. And we're going to be doing our next Beyond a Reasonable Doubt tomorrow, so we can do some election recap.
Yeah.
For anyone who's missing it today, we chose at the last minute to delay it because Mark had a big development in one of his cases, so we're going to do it tomorrow morning.
Yeah, and it's going to be a banger of an episode. And as for me, I'm playing some music at Marina Wine, November 18th, and then 25 Degrees in Huntington Beach at December 3rd. So Marina Wine will be an acoustic show. I think Mike will play some drums with me, though. And then the full band will play December 3rd. So come out and say hi. All right, that will do it for Watercooler. We'll see you later this week for Patreon. We love you. Goodbye.